Before the Civil War, the tension in the country was mounting between the Union and Confederate states. Although it wasn't the initial reason for the bloodiest war on U.S. soil, slavery was an important component. In 1854, the Kansas-Nebraska Act allowed the people of Kansas to choose whether to be admitted to the Union as a slave state or a free state. This act was the beginning of a conflict between anti- and pro-slavery supporters from Missouri and Kansas. The escalation of violence became known as Bleeding Kansas. On May 19th of 1858, a group of Missouri border ruffians committed one of the most deadliest acts in this feud. Pro-slavery supporter Charles Hamilton led a group of 30 men through the town of Trading Post. There, they captured 11 Free State supporting men. What happened next was to become an act of murder. Having been marched to a ravine, the 11 men would be the recipients of gunfire. As the event unfolded, Sarah Reed set off on foot after the men who took her husband, Reverend Benjamin Reed. She came upon the victims, some still alive, and tried to render aid. 5 of the men were dead, 5 seriously injured, and 1 escaped unharmed. Once word had spread, Free Staters from the area gathered to help and seek revenge. Revered Free Stater and abolitionist John Brown arrived and built a small fort roughly 200 yards away from the ravine. Later, the property was bought by Charles Hasdall, who built the house nearby. This violent act gained national attention and became known as the Marias De Cygnes Massacre. John and I were joined by Rick Park and Larry Buchanan of the Supernatural Paranormal Organization of Kansas, other known as Spooks.
My name's Rick Park. I'm with Spooks Investigations, and we're here at the Marias De Cygnes Massacre Site in Lacine, Kansas. How I got started, my first experience in the paranormal, as a little child, and the house across the street was supposedly haunted. And my mom still lives in the house today that I was born in. And over the years, many families have moved in and out of that house, and they all told the same story. And since I was a neighborhood kid that never moved, you know, when people go on vacation, I'd have to go get the mail and stuff, like go down the basement and feed their cats or their dog. And I had an experience of a lady there one time. Scared the crap out of me as a child. So that kind of sparked my interest into the paranormal. But it really wasn't until after I got out of the Marine Corps and got married in the first house that I bought that my oldest son was born in. We lived there for 12 years, and almost every day for those 12 years I'd see the same elderly lady in the house. Never thought about it, you know, never tried to react with her, but I'd come around the corner, she'd be there, and she'd be gone. I mean, I'd see her just like I'm looking at you right now.
My name's Larry Buchanan. I came to be in Spooks with Rick and Nathan as a co-founder after leaving a previous group. We started the group about 7 years ago, and since then have been going strong. My role is a little bit different than some of the other members of Spooks. We have several other roles within the team. Rick is an electrician, obviously. He works with electricity and electrical equipment for a living. I work in a biology lab as an immunologist, so I bring a little bit more of the biological side to things to the team. Nathan's a really good historian, also an electrician. He brings that kind of history building to the team where he researches places because he gets really excited about the history of locations before we go there. Danny, who's his wife, is also another member of Spooks. She's more of a pharmacist of sorts. She knows a lot about medical and pharmaceuticals and stuff like that, so she's able to help us on that aspect. This is a site that was instrumental in the ignition to the Civil War. It's a pre-Civil War site. This house that you see behind us is actually a house that was built after the incident occurred. Charles Hamilton was a very notorious Missouri border ruffian that on his way back to Trading Post, Missouri, kidnapped 11 Free Staters that had nothing to do with the war. This was pre-Civil War, obviously, so the war hadn't started yet, but these people were taken against their will, marched down to the ravine back here, and basically put on their knees and shot.
We investigated this place the first time, I think, about 5 years ago. It's the first location I ever went to where I had a personal experience that felt like something was overtaking myself. My oldest son, Nathan, and I were behind the building here. It sounded like somebody was throwing rocks at us. Because there's a gravel drive around back, and you get that little clicking sound when gravel's hitting other gravel. First of all, the camera lights started going dim, and then they died altogether, and then the camera died, and then all of a sudden just this overwhelming feeling of heat and being nauseous, and then anger happened right after that, and I had to get out from behind the building. As soon as I got back up about to where we're standing now, it was gone, and I'd never felt it again.
We've been out here multiple times, and to be honest, this is one of the only places that scares the living daylights out of me. I don't know if it's because being outside, uncovered, you know, normally when we go on investigations we're in a closed off house or building or something, but so many things have happened out here. Rick was taken over. He got extremely mean. Like, he scares me normally, but when that happened, I was physically scared. I stayed away. I've had my collar pulled back. It's not the first time, but the feeling of someone just grabbing the back of your shirt and ripping you backwards, that was pretty terrifying. But the most startling thing that ever happened to us, I was out here with Nathan doing an investigation one summer night, and another investigator. We kept hearing what sounded like stones being tossed at us, which is what happened to Rick that night that he got taken over. And we were seeing shadows of people running back and forth between the trees. There was obviously no one out here. We had been out here for several hours and there was no one. So we got into my truck, and immediately all of us started seeing shadows of people running around the truck really fast, like not humanly possible. And the truck started to shake back and forth and up and down. I've never experienced anything like that before. It's seriously startled me. We left shortly after that, after we got out of the truck, to make sure there was no one there, and the activity stopped the second we opened our doors. So there's a lot of stuff going on out here that I hope you guys are able to pick up on.
Alright, so we're out here at the massacre site. Just did the interviews with Larry and Rick and John, and gotta say, it's pretty quiet out here. There's not a whole lot out here as far as people go. There are some cows off in the distance that you'll hear every once in a while, but pretty secluded, out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, we're getting ready to run an experiment with the guys, and we're going to see how that goes. Well, it's starting to mist out here, so hopefully the weather holds off for tonight. Should be a nice investigation. I'm looking forward to it. Alright, this is David,
John, Rick,
Larry.
and we are at the memorial site. We're actually going to do a little experiment. Larry's got some snaps he's going to throw down, pop off, kind of imitate the gunshot sound. We're at the site where the men were executed, and hopefully we can pick up some kind of audio maybe. So I'll take one. I'll slam one down. You gonna hand them all to me? I'm gonna take all of them.
I've never seen them before. Put your mouth and bite down on it.
Yeah, you gotta remember you got that bad tooth back there.
Yep. Pop that right out of there.
What do you do? Throw them or
Just throw them down.
Oh,
It's just a high-powered pop.
That was one
ones
for
I
me.
always seen with the little paper.
Paper ones, yeah, these ones are legit.
I love that smell though.
Yeah, that's all for. Here, that's all for you. Throw one down at the same time. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Somebody could throw off.
Now line up and get down on your knees.
Tell me when to fire, boss.
Fire!
Any of you still alive?
Put your hands up.
Far in the background.
After having some fun with the snaps and failing to elicit any kind of response, we drove to the next town over to learn of the local history and check out the local cemetery.
Memorial grave for all the people.
Okay, since it was raining, we decided to come down to the museum. It was closed. Made a phone call to the number on that paper, and she's actually going to call somebody to come down here and hopefully let us in, and we'll take a look at some of the artifacts that are within the building and maybe learn a little bit more from the artifacts. Hey guys. Ooh.
Definitely take some limbs off real quick.
No doubt. With the weather becoming unpredictable, we made the decision to go ahead with our investigation, even though we could get rained on.
Okay, recording. EVP Session behind old John Brown's house. This is John.
Rick?
Larry.
David.
Start off.
So the one that was throwing rocks out here at me about 5 years ago, the one who made me sick, are you still here? Can you come up and try to affect me like you did before? Can you affect one of the other people that are here?
Hang on a second.
You got to lick it before you stick it.
Are there any of the spirits that were killed down in the gully around the house location with us today? If so, could you tell us your name if you're one of the persons that got killed in the gully?
You know what's funny, back then you were killed because you lived in Kansas and you were killed by people who lived in Missouri. So the 4 people you have standing here now, 2 of us are from Kansas and 2 are from Missouri. Or at least live in Missouri now. And we're friends. So how does that make you feel? Did you live in this house?
You guys hear any of that?
Yeah.
What are you hearing?
It's like
Like a murmur, like a
kid.
like a kid, yes.
Yeah. It sounds. I wonder if it could be like an owl or something.
You'd know if it was an owl.
It sounded like it was coming from that way.
To me, it sounded like it was coming from the house. From behind me. That was me kicking the door, by the way, or whatever's behind me.
If that's you making that sound, can you do it louder? And let us know that you are here.
As the rain fell, it made it impossible for our audio to pick up any of the sounds that we were hearing, or any possible EVP. As luck would have it, we pushed through the night, and the rain started to clear. We made our way to the site where 11 men were taken and lined up, and eventually fired upon, killing 5.
It's like eerily quiet and dead right now.
Do you know why you were shot?
If there's any of the spirits of the guys that got killed in the ravine, can you tell me where your body's buried at? Are there any young children looking for their father that was killed in the ravine?
Any lonely wives that had your husband killed in the ravine?
Oh crap, something's grabbed my jacket.
To your right side or your left side?
Right.
I hear someone talking.
Towards your shoulder or your arm?
The pocket and my
Bottom,
under bottom pocket.
under your elbow?
Yep.
If that was you that just grabbed John's jacket, can you do that again? Maybe pull a little bit harder?
This anomaly captured on camera is not something that we deem paranormal. We are just calling it anomalous as we are unsure of its cause. We'll let you decide.
If that was you that just grabbed John's jacket, can you do that again?
This is me breathing, by the way. I'm checking something. Because I caught some mist on here.
See if it was your breath or not.
Yeah. I mean,
Floated past the camera there.
Yeah, I mean, it may have been something close enough. Like, my finger's putting off a little flare from the IR.
Right.
And that's kind of what it looks like, is that flare, but it was between John and
Larry.
Sweet Lips over there. But, I mean, it, like, came down and went back up, like, just swooped down and up.
Can you debunk it as not being a bug or dust?
As dust, I can definitely say it's not dust.
Raindrop?
It's not a raindrop because it went up and sideways.
Was it my breath?
Possibly a bug, maybe. But
I did the breath test and I can't even see my breath.
I can see mine, but it doesn't affect the camera at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't see it.
What happened, Larry?
Something just whispered in my ear.
What did it say? Well, then get back over there.
No.
Yeah, I'm drawing bugs over here. Flying in my face. Sorry.
Sit back down there, Larry.
Yeah. See if it'll tell you. Whoop. Yeah.
That was my fault.
Okay.
Oh man, it's ice cold.
Can you say something to Larry again? Can you touch him or maybe touch John again?
Trying to get your breath going.
Can you see it?
No, but I can hear you.
It's like I'm sitting in an ice box.
Well, it's cold out here.
And you're wearing shorts.
It wasn't this cold earlier.
And you're sitting on something that's wet and
Silky.
retains cool air.
And your silky drawers.
His silky drawers?
That's his porn name, Silky Drawers.
I like. What was that?
Big butts? You cannot lie?
Did you hear that whistle?
No, I didn't. Airplane flying over.
I like the chocolate panda.
Okay, let's try this here.
Man, how are you down there in the rain holding that camera for that long?
You gotta be able to stand it.
Damn.
Alright, well, we're up here on the porch. If you have anything you want to say to us, you're more than welcome to come over here and try. There's this little black box right here with the red light. You can use that to speak to us, or you can light up the lights on this one right here. You come sit at this picnic table. Want to say hello? If you're just now joining us.
Did you guys feel that?
Feel what?
Felt like the whole house shook.
Your dad was saying he was moving on his picture.
Yeah.
Did you just say that was me?
That's what it sounded like. Like, oh, that was me. Let's review that. Can you come over here and tell us your name, please? Can you try really hard to speak through that? Louder. Speak up. Alright. Throw this for the time being. If you have a gun, can you fire it off? Another one that heard that.
Laughter?
No, that kind of sound. Or are you thinking a gunshot?
I'm thinking a gunshot, like muffled though. I don't know, but it.
I heard something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it is or isn't, but
But it could have been way off in the distance.
yeah. Can you do that again if that was you? Can you fire off another shot?
That sounded like a gunshot.
Yeah, I heard that one too.
You got 5 minutes left, David.
Okay. It's fine. Once it goes dead, we'll just keep going if you guys want it.
Yeah.
Fire off 2 shots. Well, or one more shot, because I know you can't fire back to back.
You hear that?
Yeah. Rip and reload. I want you to fire one more.
I hope your recorder's picking that up.
Fire one more shot for me. This will be the last one.
How's it?
That's interesting. Clouds.
That was 4 different ones
Yeah, 4 shots.
that you've asked.
Yeah. Wonder if I'd do it if I asked it again. Fire one more shot so we know it's you. Sounded like something fell out there, like a thud, like a hitting the leaves, you know, like a. Can you come to my voice? That was down there.
Yeah.
One of the claims of activity was rocks being thrown. We thought we were hearing something similar, but it was hard to tell with the rain coming down. Is there somebody down there? Can you whistle for me?
Somebody whistling?
That's what it sounded like to me.
Sounds like
I didn't hear it.
it was me moving on the table.
You're more than welcome to come up here and touch us. Especially the guy with the machine on his shoulder. Don't scare yourself, man. Take off running. Alright guys, we just left the massacre site and everything. The investigation didn't go as well as planned. The weather didn't hold out. We got rained on for the most part.
Wind was blowing pretty good.
Wind was blowing, so we didn't get as much as we would hope. We didn't get to do as much as we hoped. Hopefully, maybe sometime in the near future, we'll get to go back out there and investigate again. But I mean, it was fun to be out there. I had a good time regardless. What about you, John?
Yeah, pretty good.
I want to thank Rick Park and Larry for joining us on that investigation. It was great to hang out with them again. To see more of their stuff, look up Spooks on YouTube, I think it is. But yeah, thank you for joining us on Haunting History, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah.
Deuces.